What's up, guys? This is Alex with Table Talks.
It's Jason here, and this is Table Talks episode 2. So the way we're going to do these things is I've seen a lot of podcasts with guys just talking about arm wrestling, and then I've seen a lot of pulling sessions of guys just arm wrestling. And I thought, fuck it, why don't we put it together and see what happens? So
It's like PB and J.
Yeah, it's just supposed to go together, exactly. So we're pulling with a couple friends here, kept it less than 5 people, abide by all...
Oh, we're not going to say this was pre-quarantine?
All silly rules. No, this is fully in the middle of quarantine.
Middle of lockdown.
Middle of lockdown, under the rules of 5 people, so...
we figured we'd challenge all the cops for an arm wrestle if they wanted to take us down.
I told you that one guy put that up. He's like, let's throw a tournament, and then when the cops come to shut us down, we'll challenge them to an arm wrestling match to...
That's funny.
Yeah. It'll bring everybody together, and it'll create this camaraderie. It's pretty hilarious.
And everyone will be happy again.
Yeah, but it was such a nice day, man. So sunny, so nice out. And
best day of the year so far.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
19 degrees.
Yeah, it was really warm for Toronto. That's pretty awesome. So pulling with a couple buddies that we haven't pulled with in a while.
One of them chooses to be unnamed.
Yeah, we'll leave. I thought of it. I was like, let's call him Luke Cocolaris.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Anyway, so, but yeah, he just asked not to be tagged. He said, just don't tag me in it. Okay. But if somebody else tags him in it, that's not our fault. We're sorry.
We're not liable.
Yeah, don't tag him in it. He doesn't want anybody to know that he was there. But he hasn't pulled in a while, and
he was fresh.
Yeah, he was very fresh. His wrist and hand was a little weak, but his elbow and arm was just so on fire, and he's got a lot of side pressure. It's interesting. We've been talking about that, Oli lifters. He's done a lot of Oli lifting in his life, a lot of weights, and his natural side pressure is just insane, right?
Yeah, I want to believe that it's from Olympic lifting, but I want to I don't know for sure yet. So
I know. It's definitely a theory. That's true. It's true. I mean,
he is just a small, thick human.
Yeah, that's very true.
Human,
yeah, that's very true. So, and his ligaments and everything are it's crazy how much leverages matter, right? A millimeter makes such a huge difference, you know?
Yeah, and it's not just in length of bones. It's also where muscles attach.
Yeah, exactly. Incision points. That's a good point. Yeah. I wonder what other sports he's done and stuff. Ryan Bowen played a lot of tennis. Yeah. So he's got, you develop tennis elbow, and he thinks that's why his pronator is so strong, because he's so used to rolling his wrist over for a top roll with with the racket, which makes sense. Yeah.
Putting topspin on now.
Yeah. I feel like I got things like that from drumming. Pronation on my right hand is pretty good, because that's kind of how you swing a drumstick.
Yeah. I think that's why my lower body grew so quickly, is from all the years of playing soccer and building up.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Just tons and tons and tons and tons of reps, and then once you put it under stress, it just
because it wasn't it's not just long distance running. It's a lot of sprinting, and jumping,
tons, exactly, and kicking, your legs are exactly, but all body, never with resistance, never against more than what you can produce. That's really interesting. Oh, he's strong. He's really strong. That's good. And rested, and he never rests before. He'd just pull all the time. If he rests a little bit, he's deadly.
I mean, you need this is why people take 2 weeks off before they compete, right?
Yeah,
because tendons take so long to recover. Who knows how much fatigue we're holding right now.
Yeah, definitely.
We probably don't even know what fresh feels like.
No, I love that though, because then when I do, whenever that next tournament comes, I'm gonna give it that 2 weeks and deload and do a proper peak. And that's the other thing too. Peaking, for this is different. It's not the same. I mean, it's similar to peaking for a weightlifting or powerlifting meet, but it's again, like you just said, the ligaments and joints, you got to do it differently. So you got to find a way that you can still peak your strength properly, but let your ligaments heal.
Yeah, maybe there's an extra week of no strength training. So it's 3 weeks no heavy strength training. That third week, you just do really light recovery work with a band, and then that's your last heavy pulling week. And then after that, it's
so talk to me 3 weeks out. 3 weeks out.
It's your last heavy pulling session,
right?
And just very light.
At the end of that week, because usually I usually pull Sunday. I consider that.
Yeah.
So that's the last day of the week.
Yeah,
so
that's when you pull.
So that's when I pull on week 3, meaning that I'm 2 weeks away from the comp on the last heavy pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like correct. And then what are you saying about the weights?
Very light resistance training
for the last 2 weeks.
For the last, yes, but for the last 3 weeks.
That's interesting. That's what I want. That's what I question. I wonder, because that is more or less how I would do it. But that's also because I was so fresh the last times I've been competing that it was like I'm so new to the sport that I need to do recovery work. I can't really handle doing heavy lifting as well as pulling. But I feel like I wonder. I mean, I feel like just knowing how your body peaks for powerlifting, like, would it be valuable to pull, let's say maybe your last heavy pulling session is 3 weeks out, and then you spend the last so you're 4 weeks out is your last week of pulling, and then there's 3 weeks before the meet that you don't pull, but 2 of those weeks you lift heavy, and then the last week, like the last 10 days, you taper the lifting way off and do all the recovery work, and then and then 2 days out you're not doing anything. But you're like 5 days out you're doing 50% pins.
Okay.
You know, for sets for 10 sets of 3 or something, just to what do you call it? With the bent, with the practicing the technique. There's a term you use for it.
Readiness.
Readiness. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To keep your readiness up.
Yeah.
You do lots of reps of as specific as you can to what you're going to do on the day, but at very, very light weight.
Yeah.
Closer to the meet. So the last time you actually pull is 3 weeks, 21 days from when you're actually going to pull in the tournament, and then for 10 days you peak your lifting. So maybe you start with three lifts that you think are the most important, and you do them every other day for 4 workouts, and you go from 10s to 2s, just to pick simple numbers, right? And so you're progressing a little peak through that 10-day lifting period, and then you do your recovery work, and by the end of your recovery work, which is let's say 5 days, you're doing pins, like you're doing very specific arm wrestling movements, or what Bajan does, where you're doing a complete dry start, elbow on the table, everything set up, and close your hand, ready, go, and you've got somebody saying ready, go, and you're firing with nothing there, just practicing specific technique, and then 2-3 days out, you're doing nothing, you're sleeping, eating. Thanks, guys. We're going to let this last clip play out. Enjoy the music, enjoy the pulling, and see you next time. Peace. If anybody's saying go. Go. We'd also like to throw a shout out to Devin Larat for what did I say his name wrong? Larat.
That's perfect. So many people say his name wrong.
I know, but it's Larat.
I know,
but I don't want to say Larat.
It's so funny though.